Right now, a sticky, slippery shield is coating the inside of your breathing tubes, and that's actually a good thing, until there's simply too much of it. That thick sensation lodged at the back of your palate, the one that makes you clear your throat constantly, is your body's way of waving a tiny yellow flag. Most folks reach for a brightly colored box from the pharmacy aisle, but the plant kingdom has been quietly cultivating solutions for this exact annoyance for millennia. Inside the next few minutes, we are going to walk through 7 specific botanical allies that help thin the sludge and calm the storm up top. Remain present for the final entry, as it is a root that rarely gets the spotlight it deserves in Western conversations. If you're prepared to breathe a bit freer, let us begin. A swift interlude. The following is purely educational and not a substitute for professional care. Number 1. The citrus that calms. First on our list is an aromatic fruit tree extract you may associate more with a soothing cup of Earl Grey than with your sinuses. Bergamot. While widely praised for quieting a racing mind and lifting spirits, this bright oil holds a secret talent for the respiratory network. Inside its fragrant compounds lie strong antioxidant agents and inflammation tamers. When diffused or applied properly, it acts as a gentle coaxer, encouraging the stuck secretions in your nasal corridors to loosen their grip and move along. Historically, the juice treated various internal complaints, but the concentrated volatile oils are where the real respiratory action hides today. It fights against the stagnation of chronic hacking and helps sweep away the bacterial hitchhickers that thrive in trapped goo. By opening the passages and thinning the fluid, it gives your lungs a welcome reprieve and makes the simple act of inhaling feel significantly less like work. Number 2. The high-altitude root. Moving from citrus groves to the mountainous terrain of the American West, we encounter Osha root. This is not a delicate flower. It is a rugged, earthy medicine long revered by indigenous traditions for deep lung support. The root's primary mechanism is a welcome rush of vascular activity. It drives blood flow directly to the respiratory tissues, which in turn elevates the oxygen saturation that feeds every cell in your frame. Beyond that, it possesses a natural ability to calm the hyperreactive response we know as histamine. That means it can be a balm for the inflamed sinuses and raw tubes that accompany seasonal misery or a lingering bug. A few drops of potent extract blended into warm liquid creates a numbing, soothing effect that quiets the irritated lining of the windpipe. If that annoying lump of phlegm feels like sandpaper every time you swallow, Osha offers a welcome numbness. Number 3. The towering decongestant. You have certainly encountered the crisp, penetrating aroma of eucalyptus. For ages, this towering tree was merely shelter for wildlife, but modern extraction methods unlocked its medicinal vault. The leaf yields a distinctive oil rich in a compound called cineol. Cineol is the heavy lifter here, a proven expectorant that doesn't just mask a cough, but actively changes the consistency of the muck inside the chest. Think of it as a lubricant for your internal plumbing. It interacts directly with the lungs' damp lining, persuading tight, sticky secretions to become more fluid, and therefore much easier to expel with a productive cough. Furthermore, cineol carries a double-edged sword against microbes, bolstering your body's own defense garrison while clearing the battlefield. When congestion feels like a wet blanket draped over your airways, a steam bowl infused with this oil is a time-tested way to cut through the density. Number 4. The minty bitter fix. Horehound sounds like something you'd want to avoid, but this fuzzy member of the mint family is actually a cornerstone of old-world apothecary candy. You have likely sucked on its bitterness without even knowing it, as it is a staple ingredient in many natural cough suppressants and throat lozenges. The leaf acts as a reliable expellant, pushing trapped mucus and phlegm upward and outward from the pulmonary cavities. It is particularly suited for those battling chest heaviness, chronic allergic drip, or the deep congestion that settles in for weeks. Bitterness on the tongue often means relief for the lungs. For the ambitious kitchen herbalist, A homemade syrup involves steeping the chopped foliage in a solvent and blending it with thick honey, a pungent, powerful, and deeply old-fashioned way to quiet the storm in your chest. Number 5. The cool breeze leaf. Peppermint needs very little introduction. Native to the sun-drenched Mediterranean basin, this leaf is synonymous with a blast of icy freshness. But its role goes far beyond freshening breath or flavoring holiday treats. The essential oil derived from this plant is a chemical cocktail boasting analgesic and germ-fighting capabilities. The star of the show is, of course, menthol. When you breathe it in, it triggers a cooling sensation that tricks the brain into perceiving easier airflow, providing immediate though temporary solace to an inflamed, scratchy throat. Research also suggests that menthol helps the smooth muscle fibers encircling the bronchial tubes to release their tension. This subtle expansion allows for a larger volume of air to pass through with each cycle. It is a fixture in chest salves precisely because it opens up the feeling of tightness. A crucial distinction: it is not a rescue bronchodilator. Never substitute it for prescribed emergency inhalers. It's a comfort measure, not a crisis measure. Number 6. The velvet leaf soother. Mullein is perhaps one of the most visually striking plants in the field, with its tall spire and soft, flannel-like leaves. But it is the inner chemistry that makes it a treasure for the respiratory tract. Mullein is a broad-spectrum botanical defender. It demonstrates activity against a range of unwelcome microbial visitors, both the positive and negative staining types, and some data points toward antifungal and viral suppression as well. This triple threat action makes it a logical choice when the phlegm is a byproduct of an active infection, rather than just a seasonal annoyance. When that thick accumulation in the posterior throat is accompanied by the aches of a virus, mullein works to soothe the inflamed tissue and discourage the bugs from setting up permanent camp. The most straightforward way to access its gifts is through a long, hot infusion of the dried leaf. The steam carries its emollient properties deep into the passages, while the tea calms the system from the inside. Number 7. The ancient immunity anchor. We arrive now at the one many viewers skip over, astragalus. This root is a titan within traditional Chinese practice, but its reputation is often centered on overall vitality rather than lung fluid. However, the connection between a robust immune system and dry airways is undeniable. Astragalus excels at reinforcing the body's natural barriers against invasion. It primes the immune sentinels, making them more adept at recognizing and neutralizing the very pathogens that cause the overproduction of mucus in the first place. By bolstering your resistance, you are essentially addressing the root cause of recurring phlegm, rather than just mopping up the floor after the flood. Studies point to its ability to increase immune cell activity and stamina, which makes it a superb ally during cold and allergy seasons. If your throat issues are a recurring cycle of exposure and sickness, integrating this adaptogenic root into your daily regimen might just break that pattern. A strong internal wall keeps the floodwaters of phlegm out. Before you navigate away, do me a sincere kindness and strike that thumbs up icon. It gives the signal to the algorithm that this information has value, and I receive that boost with deep thanks. And if you haven't yet, secure your membership in the Winds of Thought community by hitting subscribe. We have a deep vault of videos exploring the intersection of nature and well-being that I believe will resonate with you. I hope this tour through nature's pharmacy has armed you with new options for clearing that stubborn congestion. Which of these 7 plants are you most curious to try first? Will it be the familiar blast of peppermint steam or the deeper, immune-building promise of astragalus? Drop your choice in the commentary section down below. And one final note. There is a comprehensive written article that accompanies this visual guide, available for you to reference at any time. You will find that direct pathway placed just under the viewing panel. Thank you for spending this time with me all the way to the final word. Walk forward with clarity And as we like to say around here, keep breathing with ease in the winds of thought.